Hello, in this little mini lesson, I'm going to talk to you about factor rainbows. Sometimes when I ask kids to find all the factors of a number, they just go crazy and start listing them in all sorts of willy-nilly order, and then they miss some. So if we use factor rainbows, we're sure that we will find every single factor of a number, and this is how you do it. So if you think about it, all the numbers that we talk about breaking into factor pieces, the smallest factor is going to be the number 1. And the biggest factor of all of these whole numbers we're going to be breaking apart is going to be the number or itself. That makes it easy to find at least 2 factors for each of the numbers we're going to try to break apart. So let's say, for example, we're factoring the number 24. Most kids will start off with the smallest number factor, which would be 1, and the largest factor, which would be 24. From there, they start going all willy-nilly and just thinking of all the numbers they can think of that divide into 24 evenly. So they might put 8 down or 3, and since they're going in no particular order, it's very likely that they'll forget some. So with our factor rainbow, I'm going to encourage you to go in order. Start with 1, then test for 2. I know that 2 can go into 24 because it's even. 2 times 12 is going to give me 24. I can now try my 3 trick that we learned, which is so cool. 4 plus 2 gives 6. 6 can be divided by 3, so I know that 3 goes into 24 with no leftovers. 3 times 8. Now, I'm not going to test willy-nilly. I'm going to go with my next digit, which is 4. 4 times 6 gives 24. And the only digit I have left to test is 5, which I know 5 can't go into 24 because in the ones place, I do not have a 0 or a 5. And so suddenly, I am left with a factor rainbow showing me all of the factors of 24. Pretty cool. Since 24 has all of these different factors, I know for sure that it is a composite number. I kind of knew that already because it's even, and the only even prime is number 2. Let's try one more factor rainbow just so I know that you have the hang of it. Let's say we're factoring the number 30. I would start with the smallest factor, which is 1, and the greatest factor, which is itself. Now, I'm not going to test all willy-nilly and crazy. I'm going to start testing with number 2. I know that 2 can go into 30 because it's an even number. 2 times 15 would give me 30. Now, I'm not going to test willy-nilly. I'm going to test the next digit, which is 3. 3 can go into 30 because 3 times 10 gives 30. Now I'm going to test 4. 4 times 7 is 28. So I don't think 4 can go into 30. But wait a second, it ends in a 0. So I know that 5 can go into 30 with no leftovers. And since 5 times 6 is 30, I know that I've looked for all the factors because all of my factors kind of come in together. There's no more numbers to test. So since 30 has all of these different factors, I know that it is definitely a composite number. Please, 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 please try to do a factor rainbow when we're asking you to find all of the factors of a number, because if you do proceed in order like this, you will end up not missing any of the factors, and sometimes that can be really important. You'll see that a lot when we get to our fraction unit. Okay, bye-bye.